I'd say I learned the value of community and thinking beyond just the individual self, importance of community and tools how to build the community. Also, I think there is importance of ritual and how people use the ritual throughout humanity, how humanity evolved through ritual, and I have learned how this is so important to our own development, for transmuting the affects, for transmuting, for developing our own self, our own habits, even the community, how ritual is so important to community building, how otherness can be perceived and how can we work with it. Also, I really appreciate the mythology, the archetypal, and the soul. That this actually this particular orientation to psychology is soul-oriented and includes spirituality in a certain way, includes transcendence, includes ancient wisdom, includes the traditions and practices that have been known to humanity for a long time to be enhancing our capacities to be human, to be together, to live in a community in ways that are sustainable. And this is so important for today's world because we all need to learn this and to somehow expand this, so to transform not just ourselves but to transform our communities and our life as a humanity. Transformative learning is a way of it's a path that has not been taken. Sometimes it's the way of going where we haven't been yet, and developing new ways of thinking, new ways of being, building structures that haven't been built yet. And I really appreciate that because sometimes the paths that have been developed don't serve us anymore, and we need to be able to develop the new structures, and we are learning how to, and we are growing in ways that we haven't thought it was possible. So the doors sometimes open where we haven't seen any doors. I facilitate groups. I facilitate family constellations and systemic constellations with groups and with individuals. I also work with in a somatic way with people who have been traumatized. I'm somatic experiencing practitioner, and I would like to continue working the way I work. I would like to include possible teaching. I like being engaged in teaching, and I'm hoping that when I graduate, I will be able to use my degree in ways that will open more doors to bring this approach to a wider world and to bridge what is already there with what we can teach the world, or we can teach the people, or we can teach ourselves to think differently and to perhaps transform what is there, because we always need to think about new ways. And I would like to use my ability, my capacity, and my degree to be active in the wider community. My horizon has been widened by being a student here, and I have learned to look at the world differently and myself differently. I really appreciate that it is also based on my own experience, so it's very experiential and experience-based, and which makes it very personal, but also I can take this personal experience and widen it and use it to apply it to in different ways, to work with people or groups, but it's not just knowledge-based. It has been ingrained in me. It's grown into my bones and my muscles and my being, and I have grown with it. I have really appreciated being in the group that has this intimate and very safe feeling, and we have held each other in ways that I haven't been held in my life before. And so my experiences are that I can be who I am, even with what I didn't like about myself, and I was still accepted in the group, which was a new experience for me, and this created a certainty in me that it is okay to be who I am. It is okay to have qualities that I would not accept in myself before. I also learned to appreciate different qualities in different people, and what Meridian also taught me is to accept the differences, to actually value differences, to value diversity, to look at diversity as a building material for a community, for a society, and being creative with how we can create unity while preserving diversity. Key criteria for choosing the graduate program were being experience-based, being open to various approaches and various ideas, not to be narrowly focused, being open to wisdom traditions and even spirituality, being inclusive, being inclusive of differences, being inclusive of a variety of approaches, and being really on the edge of what is happening in the society, and being reflective of what is needed for students, and what is needed for today's world, what is needed of us to be able to step into the world and change it in a certain way. I was always interested in psychology, and I wanted to study psychology, and I somehow wasn't able to, or I ended up studying something else, and I was drawn to it later in life as something that is still alive in me and calling to me, and I was looking for a program that would be in a way holistic, in a way inclusive, and I found a perfect match. So I really when I started the program, I had expectations, but I think the program exceeded my expectations. So I think I grew in so many ways that I wasn't even I couldn't predict. So sometimes I feel there is so much material that I would like to delve into it deeper, and I would like to spend more time reading the books and applying them into what I already know. And sometimes I feel a time pressure because I have to finish certain course, or I have to finish a paper, which also has driven me to be able to work under pressure in certain ways and to be more productive. And I definitely became a better writer. And sometimes it I feel there is not enough time for all the richness that is here. So I am intending to go back to some of the books and reread them when I have more time.